My wonderful English 10A people. Today we're going to be going over the first topic of No Red Ink about embedding quotations. Okay, embedding quotations, because that's one of our main themes for No Red Ink, and it's really just talking about putting a quote in an essay or in writing or any sort. So, as you can see, like in most cases, this says you capitalize the first word of a quoted sentence. Okay, I mean, almost always have I used a quote where I've capitalized it in the first sentence. It has to be a complete thought. Okay, a complete sentence. So Rachel asked, how many more weeks until Thanksgiving? Rachel asked is the action. How many more weeks until Thanksgiving is what she asked. Okay, Monica shouted, right? That's the action. Maybe we'll get to go to the beach today. Okay, so that is what she shouted in a complete sentence. So please make sure that, that every time that you quote a complete thought, that is capitalized. Okay, now if it's not a complete thought, on its own, don't capitalize it. So if it's in the middle of a sentence, but it's not complete. So Rachel asked for the best pancakes ever for breakfast. Okay, he's not quoting word for word what she said. Okay, so I would say like word for word the whole sentence, but he just quoted a piece of it. Okay, but a piece. So she might have said, can I have the best pancakes ever for breakfast? But he just said, Rachel asked for the best pancakes ever. So instead of quoting word for word, he just put parentheses in there, what she said. Now, Monica shouted about the overly aggressive players on the team. So, again, he just quoted a piece of what she said. Brittany told me about her exciting and memorable trip to Madagascar. So again, he just quoted a piece of what she said. So if it is just a portion of what was stated, but not a complete sentence, then you do not capitalize it. I've rarely used this in my writing, but this does add, obviously, credibility and flavor, I guess, to what you're trying to say. So you could say, like, Goonie, I know you're in this class. Goonie told me about his swaggy teammates on his team. I love the word swaggy, guys, so you have to deal with it. So Goonie told me about his swaggy teammates on his team. So this might be something that Goonie said, not a complete thought, but I put it in that sentence, okay? Not capitalized. All right, last thing here is it's after a comma. Typically is a complete thought, and then also it could be a colon, okay? Colons are those two dots, right? Sometimes we forget what that is. Now, when you're using a colon, it's kind of putting two things together. So Heather stated is one thing. So Heather stated, you guys just aren't listening to each other. Okay, so Heather stated is not a complete thought here. Okay, but Heather stated the issue well is a complete thought. So if you have two complete thoughts with a quote following, then you're going to use a colon. If it's not a complete thought with a quote following, then you're going to use a comma. It just is a good way to break it up, and then you have this capital letter here. So Heather stated the issue well. You guys aren't aren't listening to each other. So this is incorrect because this is not capitalized, for one. And then this is a complete thought, so it needs more than a comma. So here, this is good because it says commas can't join two complete thoughts. So just know that's the rule in English language, and we will be successful here. Alright, so now I'm going to go through some examples. Cho Chang grinned and asked, "Who wants to do my laundry?" Right? So, not a complete thought, but it is a full sentence here. Who wants to do my laundry? So this will be a capital letter. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Peter Pettigrew asked what I meant when I said he was super hip. So first ask yourself if the things in the quotation is a complete thought. If the answer is yes, right, then then you have to capitalize the S. If the answer is no, right, then do you capitalize it? I'm asking you guys. Nope, because it's not a complete thought. So you can just leave it as is, submit that thing, and call it good. But let's try a different one. So Hamish Abernathy stated confidently, "Because I'm on the case, the mystery will be solved tomorrow." Is this a complete thought? And is this a complete thought? We'll do this underline. Do orange. The red is, so this would be capitalized, okay? This is not, because it's like, well, what did he state, right? So you capitalize the B, call it good the rest of the way. Professor Moody, I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Professor Moody loves my new haircut. You look like a supermodel. Okay. Complete thought? Yes. Complete thought? Yes. Okay. Professor Moody loves my new haircut. How do you guys know if it's a complete sentence? We should have talked about this in the beginning. Okay. Complete sentence or thought equals has a subject and a verb, right? This is supposed to be like the and sign. Okay. So, subject is Professor Moody. What does he do? He loves the new haircut. Okay. You look like a supermodel. So this will be capitalized because there's a colon, so you know that needs to be capitalized, and we call it good. So that's our first lesson of embedding quotations, and it's all about capitalizing quotes. Obviously, we're going to continue with this lesson throughout the next couple weeks, but for the most part, I just want to make sure that you guys understand the first part about what it means to include a quotation in your text. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully this helped. Appreciate y'all.